So here's part 4. So hopefully this is the conclusion, but now we're at a stage in the evolution of capitalism where we are what is called circling the drain. And the contradictions or the conflicts and issues within our society, has gotten to such an extent that the contradictions are overwhelming the system itself. And capitalism, as it's in its current iteration, its current evolutionary phase, is eating itself from the inside now. It has exploited and subjugated all of the nations, all of the resources of the world. There is not an inch of the earth where its tentacles have not seeped into the very, very marrow of our planet. There is not a market, a people that is not inherently subjugated by this system. And now we here in the Western world are starting to feel the effects that the rest of the world has been feeling for decades, 70 plus years. So because of this self-cannibalism, we are currently experiencing in this country, and also within the other Western nations, the UK, Great Britain, Europe, all of these countries are starting to internalize their contradictions that they've been manifesting in the outside world, in the third world. It's starting to come to our doorstep as a civilization. And this is the end game. And we are about to experience the decay of capitalism. What happens when capitalism decays? Lenin already pretty much spelled this out. He said that fascism is the decaying of capitalism, basically. And so what we are experiencing with Trump MAGA fascism is the end game. There's a direct line from the free market, laissez-faire capitalism of the 16th, 17th century, the Confederacy of the Civil War, and the inherent white supremacy and systemic oppression throughout the whole straight line throughout all of European and American history, going all the way to now. And it's just, you can see it. It's like tic-tac-toe, you see the events pop up, and you read the critiques over the course of history and everything, and you piece it together like a jigsaw puzzle, and you start to realize that Trump isn't the problem. Trump is the system. Trump is the symptom. Trump is the symptom. And MAGA is the symptom. The United States, proverbially speaking, are technically two different countries that exist within the confines of these United States. They aren't one there has never been a unified United States. There have been periods in which the United States seemed like a united country, but the truth is that we are a divided country. And a nation divided against itself cannot stand, according to Abraham Lincoln. And so we have to make the decision if we are going to continue down this path of barbarism and warfare, and not just perpetual warfare. Because remember, like I said in one of the previous parts, the war is good for the imperialists. War is perfect, is a great venture for the capitalists, because not only do they supply weapons for one side, they supply the outdated weapons to the other side. So by supplying both sides, they make more money. It's a gross game, and the only thing that our military, our service members in the military do is provide cannon fodder for our country. And that's a problem, because both parties, both Republicans and Democrats, they talk so much game about how much they support the military, of how much they love our military. They love supplying money to weapons manufacturers because they get a little piece of that action on the side. Look at the fact that, during heights of war, you see congressmen fucking dip their savings into Lockheed Martin and all sorts of different weapons, Halliburton, weapons subsidiaries and contractors and private companies that are basically mercenary groups. BlackRock's, which, is now something else. And then, of course, you have mass surveillance, now with the NSA and Peter Thiel and Palantir shit. So there is not a part that the capitalist system has not leached its tentacles into, as I said earlier in this video. But do we want to continue with that system, with that barbarous, cruel, and inhumane system? Because, for starters, I'm not a liberal. I am a socialist. I don't want to reform the system. I don't want to regulate capitalism or try to humanize it, because I know that capitalism, as it exists in its current iteration, as an evolutionary phase, regardless if we were to go to regulate it, the capitalist class would not allow that to begin with. And even if it were to happen, what's to stop them over the span of time undermining it, like they've done it in other social democratic countries, where they've slowly ate away at the the fabric of their social programs and regulations, whittling it away. So as long as the capitalist class exists, as long as there are haves and have-nots in our society, you will always have the same contradictions exist, no matter how many band-aids you want to put on it. And so I believe that capitalism must be replaced with socialism. And socialism is the system in which the wealth, resources, and means of production are owned by and democratically run by the people. Socialism is the people. If you are against socialism, you are against yourself. And of course, I am not deluded in thinking that there aren't people who are against the very notion of socialism, because the idea of socialism scares them, because it challenges their privilege. It challenges their power. And they don't want to give up that privilege and their power. Because the reality is that what socialism does is it gives power, and what is essential privilege to some becomes a right to everyone. That's what socialism means. It means that no longer are certain social groups, certain classes, able to lord over other people, able to exploit, able to oppress, able to dominate. And those are our choices. Right here, right now, in this day and time. We have a choice between socialism or barbarism. And it is our responsibility to bring that new future, that new world into existence. This is my firm conviction that either we embrace socialism or we destroy ourselves because of our arrogance and our weapons. I choose socialism because I choose to have a future in which the working class of this country can reap the full fruits of their labor and not simply spend their days enriching someone else. Where the youth of this country have a future, and where the elderly of our country have the peace and comfort that their age demands. So I hope that you like this series, and long live the resistance, and long live the socialist revolution. Peace out.